These civilian soldiers usually serve 1 weekend a month. For many, it is their first deployment. Today, they leave behind their everyday lives for a new mission.
Today, Kuwait, tomorrow, Iraq. These New York reservists are preparing to drive deep into hostile territory.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
We've got 138,000 troops over there. Looks like they're going to be sticking around for a while.
The president acknowledges the job may call for more U.S. troops and warned tough times lie ahead.
The advance of freedom always carries a cost, paid by the bravest among us.
President Bush may have lied about his National Guard duties during the Vietnam War.
What's getting less attention is the thousands who are returning home with serious wounds.
Families of injured soldiers don't receive funds from the military to travel to their loved ones in the hospital.
Some families of those injured in Iraq say the U.S. government doesn't show them much sympathy.
Sue Nadera of Hopewell was escorted away by police and eventually arrested after refusing to leave. Her T-shirt read, "President Bush, you killed my son."
Here we went to war for weapons of mass destruction, and now you're blatantly coming out and saying there aren't any?
At least 2 U.S. soldiers were killed when an explosion blew apart a building, and they were searching it for chemical weapons.
My child is dead. I'm waiting for his body.
Do you have a message for President Bush?
Tell them to get our guys back here. There's no need for them to be there.
He was in Iraq less than 2 months before he was killed. He was recently engaged and planned to get married.
He was only a semester away from graduating from college.
Tomorrow would have been his 29th birthday.
These guys aren't numbers, they're all heroes.
They take an oath to protect us. We need to protect them too.
Only about 2% of the Humvees are armored. The reservists have spent weeks scrounging for parts to add armor to their vehicles.
I am the mother of Sergeant Patrick McCaffrey. Before Patrick left, he had me promised me that you will be there for my children. But what is going to happen to all the children who have lost a parent in this war?
He's got 2 little kids, it's bad. It really is.
His younger brother and his unborn child carry on that legacy.
It's a reminder that loss is felt not just on the battlefield, but here at home.
Very, very bad. My son died for his country, and he's not the only one.
You can think about it, you can read it in the paper, you can see it on the news. And nobody ever thinks, oh, it'll ever happen to you or ever happen to the family.
When Casey and I were little, he always used to play with his G.I. Joes. And every now and then he'd let me play too, and that was special. Not because I got to play with his toys, but because I was playing with my big brother. If you're wondering why I'm speaking about Casey in the past tense, you're going to have to ask George W. Bush that. On April 4th of this year, Casey was killed in Iraq.
And that's when I saw them standing in their blues and their white gloves, and I knew. And I just screamed and I told them no, and I told them you might have a mistake.
I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. The people run in circles, it's a very, very bad.
I imagined it would hurt if one of my kids was killed, but I never thought it would hurt this bad.